Hello everybody, it's Design Autistic Gamer. Welcome back to my Minecraft series. And as you can see, I've been very busy in my little XP farm. I have completely been decked out in very powerful tools. So my sword has got stuff. I've got 2 diamond pickaxes, one with silk touch, one with fortune. Same with the axe, same with the shovel, same with the hoe. And my bow, it's a power 5 bow with flame, with unbreaking. And of course all my tools do have mending on them because I went to the village and got a lectern made. So I've got a librarian in that village and he gave me mending. And whilst off screen I have made this place a little bit bigger, and you can probably see behind me this little bit here. Well, funny story this. It turned out that while I was smacking zombies downstairs, zombies were just gathering up here because of the way the zombies are programmed in this game. So they were just gathering up here all in a mob of kind. And I thought, could I utilize this to my advantage? So what I did was build a little drop here with trapdoors so the zombies would step on here, drop down and would fall into the chamber. And the way I've designed the grass turf around here, they will go down to here because this is the closest I am to that they can get to me. Fall down here, and that is even more XP and items for me. And once more, because the village had a cleric, I can just sell him the rotten flesh, get some more emerald, which meant more XP, and I could buy the bottles of enchantment for him, which means even more XP. This farm has certainly been a beauty, all things considered. And also, helps when you make a big mine shaft and get a load of stone to then sell to the stone cutter over there. But it has given me a problem. By the way, the dripstone here, that was from a traveller. So we got some dripstone. I'm just currently trying to make more. As you can see, I've got tons of copper and iron I need to get rid of, and these 2 blast furnaces are not going to be enough. So what I've done over here is map out a super smelter, 2 of them. So we're going to have 2 kinds of super smelters, one with normal furnace and one for the blast furnace. And that's going to help big time in terms of smelting a huge stack of items. But of course, a super smelter needs a lot of fuel. So we need to sort that out. And what I've done is I've been out and got a load of kelp. Kelp is a wondrous regrowable plant that when you put in a furnace or smoker, dries out. If you then get a stack of 9 dried kelp, you can turn it into a dried kelp block. That can then be used as fuel inside a furnace. You're getting where I'm going at this point now, don't you? In this area behind me, we're gonna have 2 super smelters and a dried kelp farm for fuel for the super smelters. So I have been busy and I've got hopefully all the items that I am going to need for this. And the first thing we're going to do is build the kelp farm, because I build the kelp farm first and then move to the smelters. While I'm doing the super smelters, the kelp is growing and being farmed. And hopefully by the time the super smelters are done, I'll have some form of dried kelp block. Probably not enough, but at least it's a start. It would be a start at least. So, as we say, let's get building. Now the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to, not in a time-lapse fashion, show you the collection part of it, or rather the bit where the kelp's going to get smoked up. And then I'll time-lapse building not only the kelp farm but the super smelters alongside it. because the bits for the dried kelp blocks is going to be rather complicated, and I'd rather show you it in real time as I'm explaining. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very technical way of doing this. As you can see, you might be able to guess just from what I've just put in my inventory. But we are going to need this contraption. This is an automatic crafter. It's a new thing that they added for 1.21, the current update. It'll allow us to automatically craft what we want. So first of all, we are going to put down a double chest with a couple of hoppers into the back of it. Not quite what I wanted to do there, so I'm gonna have to build up a couple of blocks and try and force it to look down. Then I'm going to run a hopper in there just now. Put it that side. Actually, thinking about it now, it might be smoother if I did it that. A chest like that should hopefully just go straight in. Actually, no, I think I can get away with it being facing upwards. One moment, let's make it daytime. There, yeah, just bring my bed with me this time. Right. Now this is where this contraption can get it probably a bit complicated. I'm going to need a... No, this is why it... Like this. I'll then put a block like so. Give me one moment. Right, so it's that, then this. With a comparator facing that way, comparator facing this way, in like that. Put the lectern there. I haven't got a book and quill, but I will do in a moment. Then it's redstone dust there, and then lock it in. And that should then force all of this to work, in theory. Now let's go get a book and quill and charge up the lectern. That's correct. We have now a book and quill. Now, a lectern is a good way to make a redstone signal. It's actually a really simple way. So what I do is put the book on, and you're going to see this comparator started as activated. Now we need to make multiple pages, so let me take the book off. So 1, 2, 2. Yeah, do it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That should give me a signal output of 9. And if you don't believe me, let me take the book. Put the lectern down. I'll put some dust down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the most you can get from a standard sit from one signal. Let me put the book down. Never mind, I forgot. I need a comparator in there first, you pillock. But there's 15. I go to page 9. And as you can see, the redstone dust is being fully powered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think from here it starts to lose power. Put it to 9 and hopefully that does work. If I put just as a tester, should have fired. Why is it not? Well, it clicked. Let's see. I'm now going to go down the books till I get to where the signal clicks. And there we go, that worked. So now we have this fully wired up. And now I am going to put the 2 smokers in. That'll power it. Actually, come to think of it, I may as well just enclose it. Yes, it's good XP. But we're gonna get that from the super smelter anyways, so let's cover up the redstone part of the build. Partially. Now, we still need to be able to access the back here so that I can at least restock. The smelter refuel, so we'll have probably, I don't know, maybe a set of stairs to go into here. I'm gonna leave that bit open because I'm gonna put glass up there so that I can at least see the smoker from working. So I know that the smokers are working and that I can still restock them if I need to. Right, so actually let's go get some glass. Actually, on the subject of glass, why don't I just go get them and put it in? On the basis of it, I'm going to need a lot of it. At least if I stand back, I can see them, at the very least. And I've got ladders. I'll just get some ladders to go up there. Right, and with that built, I can move on to the kelp farm. And the design of the kelp farm is one I'm going to use that I test built here on my test build world. Now, it doesn't look like much. It looks like the observer is the opposite of what I had for my sugarcane farm. That's because I was experimenting with a few builds. In fact, if you look behind, you can just see me testing a separate sugarcane design as well. That could be for an upgraded sugarcane farm. But if I put in a command here, set the random tick speed to say to go at 100 times speed, as you can see, the observer does detect when the plant grows, whether it be the kelp or the sugarcane, and the piston activates and chops it up. All very simple. Now if I set this back to normal, not totally perfect. You can see there's still some that get stuck. In fact, with a sugarcane, it comes right through the roof. But if I maybe tweak it like so, it can do that. Maybe that might be worth it. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose some kelp here, because that just can't be avoidable, but I would still get some kelp in, you know, in there. So a sort of piston design like that. Normally I've done a trick where I've put maybe like a hopper underneath, minecart hopper underneath, but for a system like that, for what we've got planned on building on the server, on my server, on my single player world, that's just not going to be able to work with the design I have in mind. Or maybe it will, who knows. That's something I'll have to probably think about when we get to it. But anyways, let's head back to my my survival world, shall we? Well, now that we've got a design in mind, let's kick on, shall we? It's going to be quite high because, well, it's got to really reach up to those hoppers. It's going to be quite a tall build. So, but anyways, let's get to building that and the super smelters in our time lapse. Let's go. Annoyingly, folks, I have ran into a design flaw. It involves this. Now, if I was to put a block redstone dust there and then do this, that works fine. As soon as I connect two of them together, you can see the redstone is activating, but it's not activating the pistons. I need the redstone dust to be at least touching it. Because look, if I do it the redstone like this, it doesn't work. The redstone has to be touching the piston. I could try... see if this... Right. They get the thing the right way around. It activates. That won't work either. So I have to have the observer stuff here like this. And that works. So it's back to the drawing board and just a slight tweak in the design, but I should be able to change it enough where I won't be having a problem. So let's get back at it, tweak the design a tiny little bit, and we'll go from there. Well, the build's all done. Looking at it now, I might redesign it, bring the smoker, where the smokers are in a bit, so that it doesn't look like it's sticking out. And there's always a lot of empty space underneath, so I could utilize that for something else. And I will admit the back of this isn't quite done yet. I will have to finish that at another time. Still, while this is going on, let's start building the super smelters, shall we? Oh boy. Luckily this won't take as long as the kelp farm, but let's get going, shall we? Well, as you can see, the super smelters are all done. All looking symmetrical. One for the blast furnace and one for the normal furnace, as I said I would make. Speaking of which, how's this coming along? Not as much as I was hoping, and I was keeping an eye on this while I was building this, and there seems to be a bit of a weird thing where some of the kelp, most of the kelp goes in the right hand side smoker, so maybe a redesign will have to happen where I push it along and it goes in from the top, and that hopefully spreads it out more evenly. But this is now all done, so let's go and mine all of, or most of this stuff and see what we get, shall we? Looks like I've rather overdid it on the copper, at the very least. I mean, look at the iron. There's 5 stacks in there, plus another 9, 10, 11, and a bit. So that's nearly 17 stacks of raw iron ore. And then just look at the copper. I've even had to make 4 stacks of raw copper blocks. Just so it doesn't flood my inventory. So I'm gonna have to wait until I get enough fuel to fuel the furnace. Speaking of which, how is this coming along? I got a decent amount. Let's see. 3 in each bit. That's a start, at the very least. And then should be seeing the 3rd one in there, which I am. Well, let's set this off at the very least. Let it smelt up as much of the ore it can. And you know what? It doesn't look that good with it like this. I'm just gonna do it now when the rain stops. I'm just gonna do it now when the rain stops, alright? Move the thing back under here and make it neater. So yeah, here we go. Well, I've moved it in a bit, made it look a little bit better, but I'm still not pleased with it, so I might do some more work to the outside to make it fit in a little better, probably. And while I'm doing that, hopefully we'll get some more kelp to smelt up all the stuff, because you can see we're just almost completed all the iron, which is pretty good. Now we've got a decent iron haul. But yeah, but anyways, that'll do for tonight's episode, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment on any other build you would like me to build in this series. I'm always open to suggestions. I will I do read the comments, or at least I try to read them when I can. If you want to see more of this series or any more videos that I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, both in a mental state, because that gives me the drive to keep making these videos. It really helps me out a lot if you hit the subscribe button. And I really mean that. This isn't some like fake thing to get people to subscribe. No, I am serious here. It will go a long way if you hit that subscribe button. I really mean it. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I'm an Autistic Gamer. Stay safe out there, everybody. Have a fantastic night. I'll catch you all in the next episode, in which I have no idea what we're doing yet, but we'll find out by then. Ta-ta for now.